Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate it. Today's beer comes from Funk Brewing. This is their Pipe Dream Double IPA, 8%er here. This comes from my brother Rico, and he writes he picked a 4-pack up a couple of weeks ago at their can release, and it was $17 for a 4-pack. Big 16-ounce can though. It's a brewery only beer. They were limiting this to 1 case per customer. First time this beer has been brewed, according to what he's telling me, canned on March 28th of 2018. He said on the side notes that most of the pulp settles into the bottom of the can, especially with Funk IPAs, like you always do. Leave a little bit in the can, swirl it, then pour the rest in the glass. Makes a big difference. He says, Untappd says, commercial description, Pipe Dream is based on a fan favorite, Project Haze, 005. Huge nose of lemon rind, strawberries, lemongrass, finishes like a fruity New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which is a wine. So, and like I said, guys, a lot of times I'm afraid to roll these things around because they do all kind of crazy stuff. They spew and go all over the place. Maybe if we turn it upside down, some of that stuff will come back up to the top and it'll pour more evenly instead of going to the bottom of the can. So we don't know. So we'll try and see what that does, and hopefully it don't spew all over the place. You never know if it does. I'm probably not going to do that little technique again. So these guys are up in Pennsylvania. Funk Brewing is. I've had some of their beers, and they are very tasty, guys. I will say that. Big 16-ounce plain Jane silver can with a wrap-on label. And like he said, the date is on the bottom of the can, 8% on the front. As far as IBUs, I'm probably not going to find that out. Maybe, maybe not. Nope. We don't have it on Beer Advocate or Untappd. So a lot of these guys don't like to get that information out for some reason or another. But it is what it is. We got 2 out of 3. And the Untappd description is what I just read you off of Rico's letter. So it's time. Let's pop the top on this bad boy. Hopefully it's mixed up and we don't have a whole lot of settling, but I will pour the back end before I go off camera. Here we go. Looks very, very hazy coming out, guys. Food pairings, cuisines, barbecue, cheeses, pepper, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue, your cheddar, and stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola Limburger, meat, game, grilled meat, and salmon, glassware snifter, tulip, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite tulip glass today, guys. And, of course, Beer Advocate, since it's an 8%, says you can cellar it, which is well, it's a mistake, guys. You gotta look at them, and I don't know why they do that. I mean, you gotta look at your style before you say you can cellar it. Just because the ABV is 8% or more, you can't cellar all 8% beers. So I don't know why they do that. And one of my subs said, maybe you ought to join Beer Advocate and you can give your opinion in. I am. Makes no difference, guys. So, with that being said, looks good. Looks like a glass of orange juice. A shade darker than a typical bright orange color, but it still looks like orange juice, a darker orange juice. It looks like a New England style beer to me, very unfiltered, very nice color, but it's not that bright orange color like we had a couple days ago. Little bit darker than your typical bright orange juice color. So let's get it to the nose, see what we got. Very citrusy, pine, grapefruit, mango, a little bit of dankness going in there, some pine, tangerines. Smells very nice, guys. Smells really, really nice. Funk Brewery is doing some really tasty beers nowadays. And a lot of these breweries progress. Some of the breweries, when I first started doing beer reviews, were doing a lot of transitional style beers. A lot of them are stepping up to the plate and brewing stuff like this and better beers. The brewers seem to have gotten better over time, especially the ones that were brewing beers 8, 10 years ago. The main objective then was to get craft beer drinkers into something. I'm not craft beer drinkers, but macro lager drinkers, the ones that were drinking Bud, Miller, Coors, into something with a little bit more taste, without all the adjuncts added to it, corn, rice. Adjunct is like a thick K-Ro syrup, clear liquid, and it's like molasses, and it gives head retention to the cheap beers, Miller, Coors, Budweiser, and they put that in there so you get head retention. If they didn't, it would pour flat. It would be carbonated, but it wouldn't pour a big head. So these guys only use, barley, hops, water, yeast. The four main ingredients for beer, and no cheap ingredients. That's why the craft beer are so popular now, guys. They're not throwing a lot of junk in there anymore. A lot of these breweries still do the transitional beers, but they still produce beers for the seasoned craft beer drinker. Not everything's transitional, so it's a good thing for us. People have been drinking craft beer for a long time. So let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Very nice, very smooth. The hops are not off the chain like a lot of these New England style beers are. I do like it when it's off the chain. I can handle that. A lot of people don't like that super big off the chain hop aroma. Hoppy beers are acquired taste, just like sour beers are. A lot of beer styles, stouts and porters, you pour a dark beer and they go, oh my God, I can't drink that, it looks like motor oil. If they're acquired taste, guys, a lot of people can't handle the color or the hop aroma or whatever the case may be. It all depends on where your palate is, what you're used to drinking, and what you want to drink. So, that's very tasty. 8% alcohol is very well hidden. It just don't have the off-the-chain hop aroma and taste that a lot of them do. Still good, but there are a lot out there that the Trillium and Treehouse is at the hop. Like I said, it may be lupulin powder, because that when they use that, that's super intense hop flavor and aroma. So depending on what the hops they use, and I don't have that, let me read to you the Untapped description here. Pipe Dream is based on a fan favorite Project Haze of '05. This is the same thing that Rico told you. Huge notes of lemon, rinds, strawberries, and lemongrass. I am getting a little bit of lemongrass, not so much strawberries right now. Maybe that'll come out as we get to the end of the beer. So let me dump the back end here. It looks like it mixed up pretty well by turning it upside down. So, fruity New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. I'm not getting that spicy hop aroma. Maybe that'll change as I sip on it for a little bit. But seems to be a very tasty beer, worthy of buying. I would probably buy this beer since it has a date on the bottom of it and the ABV on the can. So it's right out of the fridge. Let me sip on it for a while and see what we end up with. All right, guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it about 45 minutes. It's definitely come up to room temperature now. Very tasty beer. Doesn't have the super off-the-chain hop aroma that a lot of the New England style beers have. But very nice color, a little bit more subdued color than the bright orange juice color that a lot of them have. So I still find it a very tasty beer. I don't think it's a 10 beer, guys. So it is very tasty, and I would buy this beer if I could get it here. It's got the date on the bottom of it. It's got the ABV on the front of it, and a very enjoyable beer. It just don't have the off-the-chain hop aroma that a lot of them have, but it still does have a very nice hop presence to it. So that's what I'm saying. Not quite to the 10 category, but pretty damn close. Final chug. Very tasty beer. Alcohol is very well hidden for 8%. Very well made beer. Very balanced beer. Very enjoyable beer. So, that being said, 9 out of 10 for me on this one, guys. I'm going to give it a 95 right down the middle. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.42 in their outstanding range. I consider that their A category, because you got to grade these guys on a curve now that they changed their rating categories, just like Untapped. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.22. I consider that their A minus scale to A scale. So both of these groups you got to grade on the curve. They're not like me. I'm the only one grading this here on my beer reviews, so I don't have to put up with a bunch of people that mealy mouth their beers and don't like this style and give it a bad grade even though it's a good beer. So with that being said, I think it's a good beer, and like I said, 95 straight up A from me on this one. I would buy this beer if I could get it here. So if you've had this one from Funk Brewing, this is their Pipe Dream Double or Imperial IPA. Very, very tasty. Very well made beer, guys. So if you've had it, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.